Hey everyone, I just want to remind you of something we all know deep down but often forget. Success doesn't come easy. It never has, and it never will. We live in a world where everyone is searching for a shortcut to greatness, wealth, or fame. But let me tell you, real and lasting success takes sacrifice. The first step towards success is a tough one because it asks for something we all hold on to: comfort. And let's be real, comfort feels good. A cozy blanket in a familiar spot where everything feels easy and nothing pushes you. But success isn't for those who just want to stay comfy. It doesn't show up for people who'd rather stay put than push themselves to reach their potential. If you want to grow and move up, you have to step out of your comfort zone. It's just how it is. Success requires you to let go of what feels safe and dive into the unknown, where challenges and discomfort are waiting for you. We live in a world that values comfort. We see it all the time. Everything is designed to make life easier, faster, and more convenient. It's easy to get comfortable and stick with what feels good and familiar. But here's the thing. Comfort is like a trap, a cozy prison that holds you back. It doesn't make you move or push you to grow. And without growth, there's no success. If you're not challenging yourself or stepping into those moments where you feel a bit nervous or uncertain, you're just not making any progress. If you're not pushing yourself forward, you're not really getting anywhere better than where you are now. Success costs something, and the first thing you have to give up is your comfort zone. When you start chasing success, you have to let go of what's familiar. You need to say goodbye to those comfy routines that feel nice but don't really lead you anywhere. Every big achievement out there comes from someone who wanted more than just being comfortable. They were ready to give up late nights and weekends off, those lazy days and all the easy stuff. If you want something bigger, you've got to take the hard route. They chose to grow. But growth and comfort don't go hand in hand. They're like two sides of a coin. You can't expect to reach new heights if you're not ready to climb. You can't ask for greatness if you're just clinging to what's safe and comfy. Seriously, think about it. The moments that really shaped you, that made you better, stronger, and wiser, they didn't happen when you were comfortable. They happened when you pushed through. Taking risks and facing challenges can feel easy, right? But it's in those uncomfortable moments that you really grow. And true growth is the foundation of success. If you're serious about succeeding, you need to tackle that little voice in your head that says, why not just play it safe? Why not stick with what you already know? That voice is just trying to protect you from risk and discomfort, but it doesn't understand what greatness is all about. It doesn't care about your dreams, it just wants to keep you safe. Success doesn't come to those who always play it safe. If you look at anyone who's accomplished something amazing, you'll see they ignored that inner voice holding them back. They chose to chase their dreams, even if it meant giving up the comfort that kept them from growing. It's not just about giving up a couple of things. It's about adopting a mindset that says, I'm ready to be uncomfortable because I know it'll pay off in the end. On the flip side, there's something way better, but that lifestyle isn't a walk in the park. It means putting in long hours, pushing through exhaustion, showing up even when you're not feeling it, and mustering up that inner drive to keep going. There will be times you miss out on celebrations and nights out, moments when you feel like you're on the sidelines. But every time you take the tough road, you're building something inside you and getting stronger. Becoming someone who can tackle challenges directly isn't for everyone. It takes guts to step out of your comfort zone, and not everyone has that kind of courage. People will say it's too tough, that you're working too hard, and that you're missing out on life. But keep in mind, they're coming from their own safe spaces, which protect them but also hold them back from growing. You, on the other hand, are picking a different road. You're choosing to grow, to push yourself, and to pursue a vision that they can't see. You might not get it now, but you're deciding to be the kind of person who, 10, 20, or 30 years down the line, can look back and say, I really gave it my all. You're picking a life that's full of achievements, growth, and fulfillment, instead of just going for what's easy and comfortable. Remember, the sacrifices you're making aren't just for the sake of it. They're for something bigger. You're creating a life that makes those sacrifices worth it. It's a trade-off, giving up what's easy for what challenges you, but it's all part of the journey. Sticking with this journey is totally worth it. You'll see that every bit of discomfort is actually bringing you closer to the person you're meant to become. The comfort that used to seem so appealing will start to feel pretty minor and unimportant because you'll be focused on a future that's way better than anything comfort could ever offer. So here's the deal. Comfort will always be there, ready for you. But if you go for it, just know you're also choosing to stay right where you are. You're settling and giving up the chance for something amazing. But if you're ready to step out of your comfort zone and deal with moments of doubt, tiredness, and loneliness, you'll see that success isn't as far off as it looks. You'll recognize that every sacrifice and every step you took outside of your comfort zone was worth it. This journey is yours to take. No one can do it for you, and no one else will get the sacrifices you make along the way. But keep in mind, those sacrifices are what make success feel so good. They're what turn every achievement and every win into something special. Success feels like a part of you when it's built on sacrifice, discomfort, and growth. That's the kind of success that sticks around. In a world obsessed with speed and instant rewards, choosing hard work over quick fixes can feel like a tough climb. Everywhere we turn, we're bombarded with promises of shortcuts, easy wins, and the lure of fast results. We've been taught to think success can happen overnight, as if there's some secret formula for reaching our dreams without putting in the effort. But that's not how real success works. Success is all about real achievement. Lasting success comes from hard work, putting in the time, making sacrifices, and pushing yourself even when you can't see the results yet. It's about taking the long, hard road instead of going for the quick fix. Choosing hard work means ignoring the easy rewards, the quick thrills, and saying no to those because you understand that the path to success isn't filled with shortcuts or easy wins. It's built on hours of effort. It's all about showing up regularly and pushing through when everyone else has called it a day. It's those quiet times when no one's around, those nights you decide to burn the midnight oil, or those early mornings when you're the first one up. This is where success really happens. It's the hard work that most people don't notice, the moments that don't get any applause or quick rewards. You have to keep in mind that instant gratification is tempting because it gives you a quick hit of what you want, a little flash of happiness, just for a moment. Chasing quick wins might feel great for a moment, but it doesn't stick around. When you go after those instant gratifications, you're just feeding that part of you that wants to feel good right away. Real, lasting success requires you to push those feelings aside. It demands that you keep grinding, keep putting in the effort, and keep making sacrifices, even when there's an easier path in front of you. It's all a test of how much you really want what you're aiming for. Are you ready to put in the work every single day without expecting rewards at every turn? Along this journey, people only see the results, not the sacrifices you made along the way. They don't see the times you passed on relaxation, turned down distractions, or opted for the tougher route. They miss the late nights, the weekends you gave up, and the moments you pushed past your limits. That's the behind the scenes of success. The stuff that doesn't make the news or highlight reels. It's not flashy, and it doesn't happen overnight, but that's where the real magic takes place. That's how you build something great. Building a career, a family, a dream, a lasting legacy. Those sacrifices and all the hard work that often goes unnoticed are what makes success truly meaningful. When you opt for hard work instead of instant gratification, you're creating something that can handle tough times. You're developing the toughness that quick fixes will never provide. Success that comes too easily is unstable at best. It just doesn't have the depth, strength, or grit that comes from putting in real effort. Success that's earned through sacrifice and the willingness to put in the work is what really counts. Success that you work hard for every single day doesn't fall apart when times get tough. It doesn't disappear when challenges come your way. It stays strong because it's built to last. It's founded on patience, persistence, and grit. Remember, you don't create anything worthwhile overnight, whether it's your career, a relationship, a skill, or a legacy. All of these take time and dedication. They require you to swap the quick thrill of instant gratification for the deep satisfaction of knowing you put in the work. It's all about realizing that every step, every choice, and every sacrifice gets you closer to your goal. This isn't a race. It's about doing it the right way. And doing it right means putting in the effort and being ready to make sacrifices without looking for praise or quick rewards. On your path to success, there will be times when you'll feel tempted to take shortcuts or go for easy answers. You'll notice others who appear to be getting ahead faster and enjoying the benefits. You can't expect to get rewards without putting in the same amount of effort. Don't be fooled. Real success isn't always what it looks like from the outside. People who take shortcuts might see quick wins, but they're missing the solid strength that comes from hard work and commitment. Every time you hold back from chasing instant gratification, you're actually building that strength inside you. You're learning patience and endurance, and those are the qualities that will help you get through the toughest times. Building something meaningful and chasing a big dream isn't easy. You can't take shortcuts. They won't give you the experience, lessons, or growth you really need to succeed. Shortcuts steal the opportunity for you to see just how capable you are. When you put in the hard work, put in the hours, and push through the exhaustion, you're proving to yourself that you've got what it takes to handle whatever life throws at you. That's a lesson that no shortcut or quick win can teach you. So embrace hard work and make it part of who you are. While everyone else is looking for the easy way out, you're out there building something that will last. You're putting in the time, effort, and sacrifice, not because it's easy, but because you know it's worth it. Success isn't just about where you end up. It's about who you become along the way. You're becoming resilient, disciplined, and unbreakable. That's the kind of person you want to be. Success isn't just something you reach, it's something you create. Keep in mind that being patient is part of the journey. There will be moments when it feels like you're stuck or when the rewards seem out of reach, but you've got to trust the process. Every time you pick hard work over quick fixes, you're getting closer to your goals. You might not see the results immediately, but that doesn't mean you're not making progress. Every effort you put in, every sacrifice you make, and every time you choose the tougher path, you're building something valuable within yourself. You know, no quick fix can ever take the place of the sacrifices you make today. The times you pick hard work over instant gratification really stack up. They build a solid foundation that nothing can shake. When you finally hit that point of success and look back at your journey, you'll see that every sacrifice was worth it. You'll get that success built on hard work, and patience isn't just an accomplishment, it's proof of your strength and resilience. Having that drive and determination inside you is what makes success really valuable. Letting go of doubt and those self-limiting beliefs is one of the toughest things you have to do on the road to success, but you can't skip it. We all have visions of the lives we want and dreams of what we want to achieve. At first, those dreams are bright and full of energy, but as we chase them, that nagging voice of doubt sneaks in, asking, "Are you really capable of this? What if?" You got to realize that if you want to achieve big things, you can't let doubt hold you back. That inner voice might not always be super loud, but it's always there, feeding off your insecurities. If you really want to reach your full potential and go after your dreams with everything you've got, you need to ditch that doubt and let go of the beliefs that are stopping you. Doubt has this sneaky way of taking root. It starts as a tiny thought, like maybe you messed up a little, and before you know it, it grows into something much bigger. You hear that voice telling you, maybe this isn't your thing, maybe you're not cut out for it. If you let it, that doubt will start to creep in and take over. Before you know it, it's tangled up in everything you think and do, making you second-guess yourself and holding you back from trying. You've got to get rid of it before it takes control, because doubt doesn't just slow you down, it can completely stop you. To quiet that inner critic, you've got to get used to taking chances. Taking risks and putting yourself out there can be scary, especially when there's no promise of success. You've got to really believe in yourself, sometimes so much that you can go your own way, even if everyone else is doubting you. You need to spark a fire inside you that nothing from the outside can put out. It's tough to have faith in yourself when you don't have proof yet, when success feels out of reach and it's still just a dream. But that's the kind of faith and commitment you need. That will help you move ahead when doubt tries to hold you back. Letting go of those self-imposed limits is about realizing that the boundaries you see in your head aren't real. They're just stories you've been told, ideas you've picked up over time, and things you've learned from other people or past failures. Those limits are only as strong as you let them be. When you start to believe that you can achieve more and push past those barriers, that's when things really change. Take a look at what you can do by pushing past what you think are your limits. Every limit you believe in is just a chain you're putting on yourself, holding you back from going further and achieving more. To succeed, you've got to be ready to break those chains and understand that the only real limits are the ones you choose to accept. There's a saying that if you want something you've never had, you have to do something you've never done. Sometimes that means believing in yourself in a way you've never dared to before. It's all about pushing through the awkwardness, the fear, and even the embarrassment of failing in front of others. It's about realizing that nobody's perfect and that you'll mess up sometimes. But those slip-ups don't define who you are. They help shape you. Every time you hit a bump in the road, it's not a reason to quit. It's an opportunity to grow, adapt, learn, and come back even stronger. Success doesn't just get handed out. It's not for those who are too scared to take risks, make a move, or put themselves out there. Here's the deal. Even if you believe in yourself, the journey isn't always a walk in the park. There will be days when doubt sneaks in, and that nagging voice gets louder, telling you that you don't have what it takes, or that maybe you should just give up. Those are the moments that really test you and show you how much you want this and how ready you are to keep pushing forward. Success can be a lonely path, and it's in those tough times that you really need to cling to the vision you have for yourself. Remember why you started and what you're working towards. Don't let that nagging voice of doubt take control. The more you push forward and silence that doubt, the weaker it gets and the less power it has over you. Every step you take proves that you're capable and deserving, and that you're on the right track. Each time you break through one of those self-made limits, you gain more confidence and start believing in yourself. You realize you can do way more than you ever thought possible. I used to think those dreams you have are just fantasies, but they're actually possible. That belief is what fuels you and keeps you going, even when things get tough and obstacles pop up. Overcoming self-doubt is all about building resilience. It's about realizing that failure is part of the journey, not a reason to give up. Every successful person you see has faced failure. They've stumbled and doubted themselves, but they kept pushing forward. They knew that failing doesn't mean you're not good enough. It means you're growing, pushing yourself, and stepping out of your comfort zone, which is exactly where you need to be if you want to succeed. Success doesn't come to those who play it safe. It comes to those who are willing to take risks and believe in themselves, even when no one else is there to back them up. So when that doubt starts to creep in, remember, you have a choice. You can either listen to it and stay small and safe, or you can push through and reach for more. You can either embrace your potential or ignore it. It's up to you to believe that you're capable, worthy, and have what it takes. You can choose to see your dreams as worth the risk, effort, and sacrifice, because that's what success demands. It takes a willingness to let go of doubt, ditch self-limiting beliefs, and move forward with unshakable confidence. This journey isn't for the weak. It's for those who are ready to confront their fears, quiet the inner critic, and chase what they truly want. They're all in, ready to give it their all. This is for people who are prepared to do whatever it takes, even if it means challenging what they've always been told or venturing into the unknown. It's for those who truly believe they can achieve more and are ready to put in the effort to show it. So, ditch the doubt, push aside those limiting beliefs, and take on the challenge ahead. Because right beyond that doubt and those limits is where your success is waiting. You might have to sacrifice some time, but it'll be worth it. One of the toughest things you'll face on your journey to success is the constant pull of time. It's like a nagging feeling because time is valuable and irreplaceable. You can't buy it back, no matter how successful you get. The minutes, hours, and years you spend chasing your dream might feel like a heavy investment, sometimes costing you bits of your life that you can't regain. But keep in mind, every moment you spend working towards your goal isn't time wasted, it's time well spent. Every hour you put in is like laying down a foundation for your dreams. To really get the value of time, you've got to see it as more than just seconds passing by. Time is the currency of success, and every hour you spend working, planning, or building is an investment that will pay off. But let's be real, it's tough to give that up, especially when everything around you is pulling for your attention. Your friends are out having a blast, your family's all gathered together, and here you are, facing another late night. Another weekend spent grinding away on something that no one else might even appreciate yet. That's the heavy part. The sacrifice goes unnoticed. It's in those hours nobody sees, those moments when you could be chilling, but instead you're putting in the work, brick by brick. It can really hurt too, because time is tied into our relationships and our lives. You end up missing birthdays, celebrations, and those quiet moments. When you're focused on your dream, it can feel like the people around you don't get it. They might think you're putting your work before them, and that can hurt. It's tough to explain, and sometimes you have to go through it alone. But if you stay strong and keep your eyes on the prize, the sacrifices you make now will pay off later. You'll get to share that time with them on your own terms. That feels important Because here's the deal. Success doesn't stick to a 9-to-5 routine. It doesn't punch out when it gets tired, and it doesn't care about your personal time. Success asks for more. It needs those early mornings and late nights. It's those weekends when you're grinding away while everyone else is enjoying life. It's those holiday times when you're putting in the work while everyone else has shut their laptops, left the office, and kicked back to relax. It takes a serious commitment and a readiness to do what others won't. You're not just putting in hours, you're investing part of yourself every time you choose to work when you could be taking it easy, learn when you could be chilling, or create when you could be unwinding. That's a choice you have to make every single day, often without any quick payoff, recognition, or even a hint that it's working out. Because at first, success doesn't just appear. Clear, shiny markers might not look fancy, but they represent those long hours and lonely nights spent wrestling with your thoughts. You sometimes doubt yourself and wonder if you're on the right path. You question whether the time you're giving up is worth it, if the friends you're losing touch with will still be there, and if the moments you're missing will ever come back. The answers can be fuzzy, but here's the thing. If your dream is genuine and means something to you, then those sacrifices are shaping something valuable. Every hour you put into your work and every minute you spend improving your skills instead of partying or sleeping in is like laying a brick in your foundation. The road to success is built on these sacrifices. While others are relaxing and taking it easy, you'll be working harder than ever, setting ambitious goals that push you to your limits, goals that need discipline, focus, and a strong commitment to your vision. It's in these moments that you're not just giving up time. You're shaping yourself into the kind of person who can handle the weight of your dreams. You're training your mind to deal with pressure, cope with loneliness, and stay focused despite distractions. Yeah, the sacrifice of time will make you give up some things you enjoy. You'll have to say no when you really want to say yes. You'll find yourself declining invites and putting off what you want to do for what you need to do, and that's tough. It's hard to keep turning away from the life you want to live right now for the sake of your goals. You're working on your future, but remember, it's a choice you're making on purpose. The time you're giving up isn't lost. It's just being redirected into something bigger, something that could change your life and the lives of people around you. It's a marathon, not a sprint, and time is what you're spending. When you invest that time, it means you have less for other things, but you'll see that with every hour you put in. The more you invest in your commitment, the more you see the value in the sacrifices you're making. Every moment you spend working on your dream brings you one step closer to making it a reality. You start to realize that even though you're giving up your time now, you're actually gaining something much more valuable. Resilience, knowledge, skills, and the grit you'll need to succeed when the opportunity arises. And one day, when you start to see the results and your dream begins to come to life, you'll look back and appreciate the journey. When you look back on those hours, you'll see that none of them were wasted. The missed parties, late nights, and early mornings will feel like badges of honor, showing the time you invested in yourself. You'll understand that the things you missed were part of the price you paid, but they were also part of the journey that got you to where you are now. The people who truly matter will still be around, and the memories you make then will be even better because they'll come from a place of achievement. Making sacrifices with your time isn't easy. It's not glamorous, and not everyone gets it. But the reality is, success requires it. You have to be ready to put in the hours, the effort, and the energy to turn your dreams into reality. Every minute you spend is a sign of your commitment and determination. So, embrace the sacrifice. Understand that the time you're giving up now is an investment, a down payment on the life you're creating. It's not just a loss, it's a step towards your goals. Putting something into the world that will last long after you're gone, something that carries your name and your legacy even when the sacrifices fade from memory. In the end, the time you put in will tell the story of your journey, showing your dedication and the price you were ready to pay for your dreams. When you finally hit that success, you'll look back at all those hours and moments you worked, and you'll realize that the time you sacrificed was never wasted. It just became part of your journey. Life is all about chasing the dreams you've always wanted. The road to success often means going solo, and one of the toughest things to let go of is the fear of what others think. Success isn't a quiet journey. It's not some secret path that you can stroll down without anyone noticing. As soon as you start stepping out, pushing limits, and breaking the rules, people will start to talk. They'll raise their eyebrows, point fingers, and some might even look the other way. It's just human nature. People get uneasy about things they don't get, especially when it comes to dreams they've never considered. Don't be afraid to dream big. People will judge you because it's easier for them to question your journey than to forge their own. So, you need to let go of seeking approval and the need for others to understand what you're doing. Forget about needing everyone to support or agree with you. The reality is, when you start going after success, there will be folks who just won't get your vision. They'll confuse your drive for arrogance and think your ambition is off track, but your path is yours alone. Follow your own dreams, not someone else's. To really get it, you've got to keep your head up and stay strong on this journey, even when everyone around you is trying to pull you down. There will be people questioning everything you do, telling you you're too ambitious, too unrealistic, or just a dreamer. They'll say stuff like, "Don't get ahead of yourself," or "Be practical." But here's the deal. Success isn't for people who only think practically. Practical thinkers don't start revolutions or push the limits of what's possible. Success takes guts, and you can't just squeeze it into the neat little boxes that others try to put you in. You've got to rise above that, tune out the noise, and focus on your own voice. Think about the legends who've walked this road before you. Each one faced judgment, criticism, rejection, and ridicule. But they pushed through. They knew better than to let other people's opinions control their journey. They stayed true to their vision and grounded in their purpose, refusing to let anyone else hold them back. People's opinions can really mess with your self-belief, and that's key to being successful. It's not about shutting everyone up. It's about picking which voices matter to you and making sure your own voice is the loudest. The fear of being judged isn't just about what others think. It's about how much power you give their opinions. If you let it, that fear can turn into a wall, blocking you from the life you want to build. It's all too easy to downplay yourself and hide parts of who you are just to fit in. You want to fit in and make everyone comfortable, but the more you shrink yourself, the less of you there is. Success doesn't find the person hiding in the shadows. It finds the one who's brave enough to be seen, even if that means facing judgment or standing out on their own. It takes real guts to look at the doubters and say, "I'm going to keep pushing forward anyway." It's tough to stand tall when others are questioning your path and to stay steady when the crowd is all over the place. People often go against the grain, but here's the thing. Most folks are scared. They're scared of the unknown, of what they don't understand. So they'll try to drag you back to their comfort zone, to what feels safe and familiar. But here's the truth. Growth doesn't happen in comfort, and you won't find success in safety. You've got to be ready to let go of that approval and step away from the crowd. Trust yourself. You're doing great even if it feels like you're the only one who gets it. That's what trust is all about. You've got to believe in yourself more than you believe what others say. Trust that your dreams are real and that they're there for a reason. Nobody else can tell you what you can achieve because, at the end of the day, it's your life, your dream, your vision, and your journey. No one else is going to walk this path for you or put in the hard work, make the sacrifices, or carry the load. It's your life and your choices, so why let anyone else drown out your voice? This journey is going to challenge you. There will be times when you doubt yourself, when other people's opinions weigh you down, and their criticism stings. You'll probably feel tempted to play it safe, to take the easy route. But remember, easy doesn't build great things. Easy doesn't leave a mark. Easy doesn't lead to success. Success comes from being resilient, having the guts to stand firm against criticism and the strength to keep pushing ahead, no matter what. When people don't get you, just let them say what they want. Let them doubt you and misunderstand you, because in the end, their opinions don't matter. What really defines you is how you rise above it all, keep pushing forward, and stay true to what you believe, no matter what. Every great success story has its share of doubt, being misunderstood, and standing alone. That's where true greatness is made, in those moments when you stand strong. Get up and declare, "I know who I am and what I'm meant to do. I'm going to push through no matter what anyone else thinks." Remember, the people judging you now will be the ones looking back later saying, "I always knew you could do it." But that's not why you're doing this. You're not in it for validation or applause. You're here to create something real, something lasting, something bigger than anyone else's opinions. And that requires strength, resilience, and the willingness to keep going. Let go of needing everyone's approval so you can stop worrying about what others think. Walk confidently, knowing that success doesn't hinge on others believing in you. It's about believing in yourself. Next time you feel judged, remember, those people aren't living your life. They won't deal with the regret of unfulfilled dreams or missed opportunities. You will. If that dream matters to you, if that goal is real, then it's worth pursuing. Letting go of the need for others to understand or validate you is a real sacrifice, but it's worth it. When you achieve your goals and look back at all the hard work, you'll see that the only opinion that really mattered was yours. No matter what you do, people will judge you and have their own opinions. So, why not follow the path that leads to your dreams? Let go of the fear and the need for approval, and just make your own choices. Your dreams, your goals, your life are totally worth all the courage it takes to push through. Success is a journey that not everyone gets, but it's a journey worth taking. It's on that path where you'll discover who you really are, find strengths you didn't even know you had, and build the resilience that comes from facing judgment and just moving forward anyway. So stand tall, keep your head up, and ditch the fear of what others think. You're here to achieve something amazing, something that will shine brighter than any opinions thrown your way. When you finally hit that success, you'll realize it was all worth it. Every sacrifice, every moment you felt alone, and every bit of courage it took to push through. One of the toughest things about chasing success is letting go of your ego. Your ego wants to feel safe and in charge. It feeds on the idea that you've already made it, that you don't need to change or rely on anyone else. It's that inner voice telling you that you've got everything sorted out, but that's not how success works. Success comes to those who believe they've already made it, and it really favors those who are open-minded. You've got to be willing to admit that there's still more to learn. The truth is, ego and growth just don't go together. Ego is all about putting up walls that stop you from asking for help, from taking in feedback, or from changing direction when things get tough. But if you're serious about achieving real success and aiming for something greater than yourself, those walls have to come down. You need to be open to guidance. Sometimes you've got to be open to starting over, and that's tough, especially when pride gets in the way. When the urge to be right feels stronger than the desire to get better, it can be a real struggle. Picture this. You're on the verge of achieving something important, and someone shares a fresh perspective that could help you improve. But then your ego chimes in, saying, "Don't listen, you already know everything," or "Who are they to give you advice?" That's just your ego messing with you. That's what will keep you stuck in one spot. Success requires the humility to realize that sometimes the very thing you need is the one thing you're pushing away. A new idea, a fresh perspective, or some wisdom from someone else's experience. When you let go of your ego, you open the door to a whole new level of learning. Suddenly, every conversation is an opportunity. Every piece of criticism is a chance to get better, and every failure is just a stepping stone. Think about it. The people who achieve the most success are the ones who never stop learning. They're constantly changing and don't hold on to their past wins or losses. They don't let pride stop them from growing. They're open to change and willing to let their experiences shape them, and that takes a lot of humility. Humility isn't about putting yourself down. It's about being open to new ideas. It's knowing that no matter how much you think you know, there's always more to learn. Success isn't about having all the answers. It's about being willing to keep searching for them. Be open to asking questions and keep pushing yourself beyond what you thought you could do. Success doesn't come to those who think they know it all. It comes to those who are eager to learn and grow, like they're starving for it. Now, let's chat about criticism. Nobody enjoys it. It's awkward, it can be humbling, and sometimes it really hurts. But if you want to succeed, you've got to learn to accept it. Criticism isn't an attack, it's a gift. It's an opportunity to reflect on yourself, evaluate where you stand, and improve. When you let go of your ego, criticism doesn't sting, it actually helps you improve. But you've got to be humble and brave enough to really look at yourself, see where you're lacking, and commit to getting better. The people who make it to the top are the ones who can face themselves and admit they can do better. They don't make excuses, they don't blame others, and they take responsibility for their mistakes and weaknesses. They use that awareness to drive their growth. That's what humility does. It keeps you grounded, keeps you learning, and keeps you focused on what really matters. Let's be honest, success isn't a straight line. There are setbacks, challenges, and sometimes outright failures. Your ego will try to tell you that failure is something to shy away from, something to be embarrassed about. But humility looks at failure in a different light. It gets that failure is just part of the journey, a step on the road to success. When you let go of that, let go of your ego. When you fail, see it as feedback, a chance to learn what works and what doesn't. Don't let failure define you. Let it help you grow. Think about the mentors and leaders who've achieved great things. If you really look, you'll see that they all had to confront themselves, peel back their ego to find the truth. They had to admit their shortcomings, be open to advice, and be ready to start fresh if needed. That's not weak, that's strong. It's a sign of strength to admit you don't have all the answers and that there's always more to learn and ways to grow. And you know what? Pride can really hold you back. It keeps you stuck and stops you from moving ahead or aiming higher. Pride creates this prison where you only see your own ideas and perspective. Success means letting go of that and stepping out of that prison. You've got to embrace an open and flexible mindset that's ready to change. When you let go of pride, you set yourself free. Become something greater, something bigger than you can ever imagine. So what does it mean to let go of your ego and pride? It means being open to learning from anyone, anywhere. It means asking for help when you need it and seeking advice because there's strength in working together. It means listening more than you talk, paying attention, and using everything around you to help you grow. It's about taking responsibility, not just for your wins, but for your failures happen. And the ego wants to claim all the good stuff while blaming others for the bad. But being humble means realizing that true growth comes when you own your life completely, both the wins and the losses, the ups and the downs. Success is for those who are open to learning from every experience and don't let their pride block their progress. The road to success isn't for the weak, and it definitely isn't for those who are stuck in their ego. The ego will try to convince you that you've already made it. It's great to be at a point where you don't need anyone else's opinion, but success requires more than that. It means staying open-minded, continuing to learn, and dropping the need to be right. Instead, focus on wanting to improve. Letting go of your ego isn't a one-and-done deal. It's something you have to choose every day. It's about committing to being humble and growing into the best version of yourself. It's all about being okay with saying, I don't have all the answers, but I'm ready to find them and put in the effort to learn from everyone. Real success starts when you have the humility to grow, the courage to change, and the strength to keep pushing forward without pride dragging you down. When you can let go of your ego and view every challenge, setback, or criticism as a chance to improve, that's when you truly find unshakable success. You build a solid foundation on resilience, adaptability, and a willingness to grow. And that strength and wisdom will see you through everything. Face every challenge and every win on your path to success. Let go of your ego and pride and watch yourself grow. Success comes to those who are humble enough to learn, brave enough to ask for help, and wise enough to listen. That's where true greatness is found, in the quiet strength of humility and the constant drive for growth. Committing to a purpose bigger than yourself isn't something everyone is ready to do. It takes selflessness and a willingness to prioritize something beyond your own comfort. When you're really committed to something bigger than yourself, you're not just making a promise to yourself, but to something that means more than your own wants or needs. This kind of sacrifice hits harder than anything else because it's not just about what you're getting, it's about what you're contributing and what you're leaving for others. When you discover your why and connect with a purpose that truly speaks to you, everything shifts. Suddenly, everything changes. Late nights don't weigh you down as much, setbacks don't hurt as bad, and sacrifices start to feel like investments. Why? Because you're not just grinding for yourself, you're working for something bigger that has the power to uplift, inspire, and make a real difference. That's a game changer. It turns the chase for success from something temporary into something meaningful. Something that can spread out and impact lives you might never even encounter. But let's face it, that level of commitment isn't easy. It's not a walk in the park because it pushes you to think beyond just today and even your own lifetime. You've got to consider what you want your life to mean long after you're gone. It's a serious commitment that makes you focus on the impact, the influence, and the legacy you're creating. And that kind of commitment doesn't happen overnight. It's something you've got to grow, nurture, and fight for every single day. When you commit to a bigger purpose, there will definitely be moments when you start to doubt yourself. You're going to run into challenges that make you wonder if it's all worth it. There'll be times when the obstacles feel impossible, when the sacrifices weigh you down, and when giving up seems like the easiest way out. But here's the deal. If your purpose is strong enough and connected to something greater than yourself, it can help you get through those tough times. It'll give you the push to keep going, even when you feel like you're running on empty. Just think about those people who changed the world are the ones who left a lasting impact, building legacies that endure. They didn't do it for fame or money, they were motivated by a purpose. They recognized a need, felt a calling, and understood that their lives could mean more than just serving themselves. So, they dedicated themselves to that purpose, sacrificing their comfort, time, and even personal interests for something bigger that would live on after them. That kind of commitment is what truly transforms lives. It's the kind of commitment that changes your idea of success. When you commit to a higher purpose, you have to be ready to take a different route. It's not just about what you can get, it's about what you can give. It's seeing the bigger picture and realizing that every sacrifice, every struggle, and every setback is part of a journey that leads to something meaningful. It's about understanding that your life is a story, and that story can inspire and uplift others. But that only happens if you embrace it. When you're ready to commit to something beyond just personal gain, a higher purpose requires you to be genuine. It means sticking to your values and not compromising on what really matters to you, even when it's tempting or when the going gets tough. It's easy to stay committed when everything's smooth sailing. But when you're working towards something bigger and meaningful, you'll be tested in ways you never expected. The world will challenge your determination and push you to prove your dedication time and again. How much does this really mean to you? In those moments, your purpose has to be what drives you. It should be the fire that keeps you going, the light that leads you, the reason you keep pushing ahead. There's a real sense of fulfillment that comes from working for something bigger than yourself. It's a satisfaction that money can't buy, and success alone won't give you. It's about knowing that your hard work and sacrifices are part of something that truly matters, something that makes a difference. When you have a purpose and you realize that your actions are making a difference in other people's lives, it really gives your life meaning. You wake up each day feeling like you have a direction and a reason to push through, even when things get tough. The awesome part is that when you stick to that bigger purpose, the people around you start to notice. They see your dedication and the sacrifices you're making, and they feel the impact of your efforts. Your commitment inspires them and reminds everyone that life is about more than just the basics. Personal success shows you that there's real power in giving, serving, and working for something bigger than yourself. That kind of influence can create a ripple effect, impacting lives in ways you can't even imagine. Having a higher purpose gives you the strength to bounce back every time you fall, pushing you to keep moving forward no matter how many times you get knocked down. It's a reminder that the journey isn't just about getting to the top. It's about making a difference along the way. On your journey, when you're really focused on something, every hurdle turns into a lesson, and every setback is just a way to move forward. You don't just tough it out through challenges, you actually grow from them. You learn and come out stronger, smarter, and tougher. That strength and wisdom become part of the legacy you're creating. So, when you discover your purpose, grab onto it, take care of it, and protect it. Let it drive everything you do and be the reason you get out of bed in the morning. Keep pushing forward because that purpose is what'll get you through the rough patches. It's what'll give you the strength to make sacrifices that might seem crazy to others. It keeps you grounded, focused, and determined to to move ahead. Success that's just about personal gain is shallow and short-lived, but success that's tied to a bigger purpose sticks around. It's meaningful and makes a real impact. When you're all in for something bigger than yourself, every step of the journey matters. You're not just reaching your goals, you're making a difference. You're not just winning, you're creating something that can truly change lives, inspire people, and make a real impact in the world. In the end, that's what real success is all about. It's not just about the awards, achievements, or perks. It's about knowing your life has meaning, that your work matters, and that you're leaving a legacy that touches people's lives. You've really moved people and inspired them. When you dedicate yourself to a greater cause, you're creating something that's more than just your own success. You're leaving a legacy that will last long after you're gone. So, discover what your purpose is, hold on tight to it, and let it be the backbone of everything you do. Let it be what keeps you going, the motivation that pushes you, the light that shows you the way. Because when you're working for something bigger than yourself, every sacrifice, every challenge, every setback becomes part of a bigger picture. It's a journey that's totally worth it. In the end, you'll see that the success you achieve, the impact you make, and the legacy you leave are all worth every bit of effort, every sacrifice, and every moment you commit. That's the power of purpose, working for something bigger than yourself, putting up with short-term pain for long-term gain. It's an age-old principle, but not many people are really willing to embrace it. We live in a world that often values comfort and celebrates taking the easy way out. It promotes taking the easy way out and wanting quick results, but real success. That's something you have to work for, and it isn't a walk in the park. It means being willing to face discomfort, pushing through doubts and tiredness, and keeping on going when every fiber of your being wants to quit. The pain, the struggle, the sacrifices, they're not setbacks, they're stepping stones, each one paving the way to something bigger and lasting. Think of this journey like building a house, brick by brick, with each brick symbolizing a sacrifice. A moment of pain, a struggle you decided to face instead of taking the easy route. Those late nights grinding away, the hours you put into perfecting your skills, the events you skip, the sleep you give up. Every single one of these moments is like a brick, a crucial piece of the foundation you're building. Without them, there's no structure, no base to hold up your dreams. Sure, there will be cracks along the way, times when you feel exhausted and the weight feels too much to bear. But every brick, every sacrifice counts. Pain can actually make you stronger. It's easy to see pain as something bad that we should steer clear of, but when you're chasing success, pain is more like a teacher. It pushes you to dig deeper and discover what you're really capable of. It helps you break through limits you didn't even know were there. Pain makes you grow. It stretches you and forces you to face your weaknesses, to build up strengths you didn't even realize you needed. Sure, it's uncomfortable and tough, but every struggle brings something valuable. Every setback is just a stepping stone, and every moment of doubt reminds you of how much you're willing to work for your goals. When the going gets tough and you're having rough days and long nights, keep this in mind. The pain is temporary. The discomfort, the fatigue, the sacrifices, they're all just fleeting moments. They show up, challenge you, push you, and then they're gone. But the reward for getting through them, the strength, the resilience, the pride you'll feel in yourself, that's something you'll carry with you forever. It's a lasting gain that nobody can take away. You might struggle along the way, but reaching your goal makes it all worthwhile. When you reflect on it later, you'll realize that every late night, every early morning, and every challenge was essential to your story. There's a saying that pain is just weakness leaving your body. On the path to success, pain isn't just a hurdle, it's a way to grow. Every time you push through and keep going when it would be easier to give up, you're shedding doubts and fears. You're turning your weaknesses into strengths, building resilience, and believing in yourself no matter what. Every sacrifice you make is a choice, saying you're ready to give up comfort now for the success you see in your future. That's more than just being committed. That's having courage. It's what sets apart those who dream from those who actually achieve their goals. Success requires commitment, and not just when things are easy. It's easy to stay committed when everything's going well, when the road is clear and you're getting the praise. But what about those times when you're grinding away in silence? When the world isn't paying attention and there's no applause or recognition, just you and your work? That's where true dedication gets tested. The pain, the struggle, the sacrifices. These are the moments that shape you and show you what you're really made of. These are the experiences that set the groundwork for the success that's coming. The beauty of pushing through temporary pain is that it creates something way more important than just surface-level success. It builds character. Resilience builds a strength that doesn't waver when things get tough or when you fail. When you put everything on the line for something and really commit to a goal, you start to appreciate it on a whole new level. The time, the effort, the struggles, they become part of who you are and are woven into the dream itself. And when you finally reach that dream, the satisfaction isn't just in achieving it, it's in knowing all the hard work you put in to get there. Just picture crossing the finish line, hitting that goal, and finally seeing it all come together. The rewards from all those sacrifices will make you look back and see that the pain wasn't so bad after all. You'll come to understand that those tough times are what made the victory meaningful. If success were easy, without any struggle, pain, or sacrifice, would it even matter? Would it have any real value? It's the journey, the hard work, and the sacrifices that give success its real significance, making it something worth pursuing and fighting for. Enduring short-term pain for long-term gain is what it's all about. It's all about keeping your eyes on the bigger picture, seeing past today's struggles and imagining the fulfillment waiting for you tomorrow. When you're in the heat of the moment and facing yet another challenge, it's easy to lose sight of your goal. But if you can stay focused and remind yourself that this moment is just one chapter in a much bigger story, you'll find the strength to push through. You're not just working for today, you're building a future, creating a legacy, and achieving something great. Success comes at a cost, and that cost often means going through tough times and making sacrifices. But keep in mind, every hard day and every challenge is actually an investment in your future. It's like putting money in the bank for something that's totally worth it. Every bit of effort and sweat counts. It's all about choosing to prioritize long-term rewards over quick fixes. When you decide to push through temporary pain for lasting benefits, you're putting yourself on a road that not many are ready to travel. You're setting yourself apart. Steer clear of those who are okay with just being comfortable or who give up when the going gets tough. Every day, you're showing yourself that you're ready to push through. So, lean into the journey. Embrace the discomfort, the struggle, and the sacrifices. Let every bit of pain remind you of the strength you're building and the resilience you're growing. Trust that one day, all those sacrifices will pay off. And when you look back, the pain will feel minor next to the pride you'll have. You feel the joy of your success, and even though it comes with some temporary pain, it leads to lasting rewards. It's a choice you make, a commitment you stick to, and a journey that makes every step worthwhile. Embracing the journey to success isn't just about setting goals. It's about recognizing the significance of each step, every decision, and all the sacrifices you make. This path doesn't have shortcuts, easy outs, or guarantees. Nope. This journey requires everything you've got. It takes resilience when things get tough, determination when the road gets bumpy, and faith when you're faced with challenges. I doubt it, but it takes a solid commitment to keep going, even when no one's around, even when nobody believes in you, and even when throwing in the towel feels like the easiest option. Success isn't just luck. It doesn't just drop into the hands of those who aren't ready. It's meant for those who are willing to put in the hard work, who get that every challenge is a chance to grow. Every failure is a step forward, and every setback is a lesson learned. The journey will push you. It'll see if you're really ready for it. You've got to be ready to give up your comfort, your free time, and even your doubts. Every moment you keep pushing forward, even when things are tough, you're showing that you're ready to put in the work. This journey isn't a walk in the park, and it was never meant to be. If it were easy, everyone would be doing it. But that's the whole point. It's tough because it's supposed to change you. It's about making you stronger, sharper, and more dedicated to what you're meant to do. Success isn't just about where you end up. It's about who you become along the way. It's all about the journey, building resilience, finding your strength, and having the discipline to stick to your goals no matter what gets in your way. When you fully embrace this journey, you're becoming the kind of person who can handle success, someone who's earned it through hard work, sacrifice, and a strong spirit. Just look at those who've achieved what you want. They didn't get there by chance. They made it because they were ready to put in the time and effort, make the tough calls, to ditch distractions, and stick to discipline. They kept pushing when others gave up, stayed focused when people lost their way, and held on to their vision when others doubted them. They embraced the journey, and through that, they found the strength to achieve what many only dream about. That's the kind of commitment this path requires. And when you finally reach that success, looking back, you'll realize that the journey was everything. Those late nights, early mornings, and sacrifices all mattered. You'll remember the tough times, but more importantly, you'll remember the pride you felt when you got through them. This journey will give you something way more valuable than any prize. It'll boost your confidence in yourself and your skills and show you the power of sticking with it. The journey itself will prove how strong and resilient you are and how you won't give up. There will be days when you'll question if it's all worth it, especially when it feels like you're making sacrifices. Feeling like you're doing everything but getting nowhere. Those are the moments that really matter. That's when you find out if you're going to push through to the top or back down. In those times, remember why you started. Hold on to that vision, that dream that got you moving in the first place. Keep that fire burning, even if it's just a little spark. You've got to believe that every sacrifice and every tough moment is taking you somewhere better. Success isn't for the weak. It takes determination, persistence, and a whole lot of heart. Having an unshakable belief in yourself and your vision means making a conscious choice every day to stay committed and keep moving forward even when things are slow. The path to success is all about committing to growth and constantly improving, never settling for less than you're capable of. It's about aiming for excellence in everything you do, understanding that the sacrifices you make now will lead to the future you want. But let's be real. Success isn't just about the rewards. It's more than that. Success isn't just about awards, recognition, or money. It's really about making a difference. It's using your talents and time to create something meaningful that affects others and lasts beyond you. It's about finding a purpose bigger than yourself and fully committing to it. When you approach the journey with that purpose, the sacrifices feel a bit easier, the challenges turn into opportunities, and the journey itself becomes rewarding. So, ask yourself, are you ready to take on this journey? Are you prepared to tackle the challenges, make sacrifices, and stay committed when things get tough? Because that's what it takes. Success doesn't come to those who are just kind of trying. It comes to those who are all in. It's for the people who are willing to put in the work, stay focused, and be disciplined no matter what. This journey is going to test you, push you, and at times, it might even break you. Every test, every setback, every tough moment is getting you ready, shaping you into someone who can handle success, someone who can truly appreciate it because you've earned it. When you finally make it to the top and look back at everything you went through to get there, you'll see that every sacrifice was worth it. You'll realize the journey wasn't just about reaching the peak. It was about becoming the best version of yourself along the way. Greatness isn't just handed to you, it's something you earn through hard work and sacrifice. Put in the work and stick with it. It's for those who are ready to take the tough route, the one less traveled. This road will challenge you and demand everything, but it'll reward you in ways you can't even imagine. So, if you're ready to pay the price, step up and dive into the journey with all you've got. Greatness is waiting for you, but only if you're committed to the path and willing to give it your all. In the end, the journey to success is all about discovering yourself, growing, and evolving. Transformation is a journey that's going to test you and push you to your limits, but it's also a chance to discover the amazing potential you have inside. Embrace it, trust the process, and realize that with every step you take and every sacrifice you make, you're getting closer to the life you've always dreamed of. Yeah, the price of success is steep, but the payoff, it's a life filled with purpose, a life that makes a difference, a life that really matters. So, are you ready to take this path? Are you ready to embrace the journey, make those sacrifices, and stay committed? If you're really committed, there's no limit to what you can achieve. Thanks for watching this video.